Hey everyone, Mark Feldman here from Bang the Drum School. Today I want to give you one of the most powerful shortcuts to improving your drumming. It's simple, it's free, and almost nobody does it. Here it is. Record yourself. Ta-da! It doesn't sound like anything, but it is everything. I'm talking about recording your practice, your gigs, your rehearsals, your ideas, your grooves, and every great musician does this. If you're not doing it, you're holding yourself back. So let me explain why this works so well. It's about the truth. You see, there's always a difference, sometimes a big difference, between what you think you're playing and what you're actually playing. And when you're behind the drum kit, you can't always hear yourself objectively. You've got the band in your ears. You've got adrenaline. You're concentrating. You're reacting. And drums are loud, really loud. So your brain can lie to you in the moment. Everyone's does. So when you listen back, however, that's when you hear the truth. And suddenly you notice, my ghost notes are too loud. Why does my fill rush? Why is my hi-hat washing out all the other sounds? Recording cuts through the illusion and shows you exactly what's really going on. And once you know that, you can fix anything. Let me give you two stories about musicians doing this in real life, real pros. Eric Clapton wrote about this in his biography. He used to record himself copying solos by guitarists he admired, and then he'd listen back. He'd figure out what wasn't right, and then he'd practice and try again. Record, listen, adjust, repeat. That method helped shape one of the greatest guitar players of all time. And drummers, here's a classic story. Dave Weckl talked about this in one of his early educational videos. I forget which one it was. Either Back to Basics or The Next Step. In it, he demonstrated a groove he thought sounded great on stage. Lots of ghost notes, slick 16th note feel, very controlled, very Weckl. But when he listened back to the recording, it didn't sound like what he imagined at all. The dynamics were off, the ghost notes were too loud, the texture wasn't there. It wasn't right. So recording himself exposed the truth, and that allowed him to fix it. So imagine if he hadn't recorded it. He might have kept on playing that groove wrong for years. Although knowing Dave Weckl, that probably wouldn't have happened. But this can happen to any mere mortals like us. So let's talk about what to record. What should you actually record? Here are the big three: gigs and rehearsals. That's number one, gigs and rehearsals. This is how your drumming sounds in real musical situations. You'll learn more from listening to your drumming in a single gig than you will from weeks of practice. Number two, your practice sessions. Record your vocabulary, your technique, your grooves. This is where you hear all of the little details. Number three, record other drummers. If someone inspires you, record them and study how they play, their feel, their time, their texture, their ghost notes. You'll learn a ton by listening back. I used to follow Zach Danziger and Weckl around town in New York and record every gig I could get. Every gig, it would help me transcribe and figure things out. All right, let's talk about psychology. Here is a benefit people don't talk about. Sometimes you'll be on a gig, and for whatever reason, you think you're terrible. You play a song, and inside your head, you're saying, oh my God, I suck so bad. Why am I even playing drums? Why am I bothering in the first place? Everybody has those moments, right? I've had them plenty of times. But then you listen back later, and your playing is totally fine. So what a relief. That's happened to me a bunch of times. So recording protects you from your own inner lizard brain, your own self-doubt. It gives you reality. It can take away your anxiety. It might boost your confidence. All right, so how do you start? Here's the best part. You don't need expensive gear. Your phone works great. Voice memos, BandLab, Dolby On, whatever it is you have on your phone you can use. If you want something a little nicer, well, You can use Zoom. A Zoom recorder is great, but honestly, your phone is enough. The important thing is just to get started. Record something today, a groove, a fill, a practice session, then listen back. You'll hear things that you can improve immediately. You'll find out what you should be working on immediately. And that creates real fast progress. Recording yourself is one of the most powerful ways to grow as a drummer. It's honest, humbling, motivating, and it works. So that's all I've got for today. If you liked this video, please hit subscribe. This is one of my Thinking Drummer series videos. Subscribe. There are many more coming. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the practice room. Feldman out. By the way, if you're a beginner and you're sick of subscriptions, you're sick of massive amounts of video that confuse you with no clear path, check out my course, Drumming for Absolute Beginners. It's a step-by-step system to take you from newbie to confident drummer.